So we've been talking about how to deal with negative emotions, how we can think differently. Now we're going to move on to how we can feel differently, because an important part of dealing with negative emotions is to find ways to regulate them. And we regulate our emotions by recognizing that they're important and they kind of need to be there, and we might need to sit with them for longer than we want to. We need to find ways to allow and accept our negative emotions. Usually we don't like our negative emotions, and our instinct is to squish them down. But this has really negative consequences, even when we're doing it with our kids. And what we need to do is to find ways to radically accept them. And one of my favorite practices for doing this comes from the meditation teacher Tara Brach, who has a whole book on radical acceptance that I really recommend. But she also has a kind of quick meditation practice with a nice acronym that's easy to remember. And I like this because my favorite in this field is finding these very practical tips. And her meditation strategy goes by the acronym of RAIN, which stands for Recognize, Allow, Investigate, and Nurture. So let's say you find yourself experiencing a negative emotion. You're feeling that frustration with your kids, like when they're going to drop off, or you're looking at college admission statistics and you feel this total terror of what you're going through, or you just saw something on the internet that's making you feel guilty as a mom for not cooking a home-cooked meal, or whatever the guilt is about. You notice, I'm experiencing a negative emotion, and this is a good time to do the RAIN practice. And you've already achieved the first step of RAIN if you recognize your negative emotion, because the first step is R, to recognize. You say, I'm feeling pretty crummy right now. And get very specific. Try to pay attention to and label what it is. This is feeling overwhelmed with a side of pissed off at my spouse. This is feeling a little kind of anxious and a sort of loneliness about that anxious. I feel like really get creative about saying what it is. That's the first step, recognize. Then you do the next step, which is the hard one. You say, and I'm gonna allow those feelings to be there just as they are. The poet Rumi, the Sufi poet who's often quoted in these mental health spaces, talks about inviting your negative emotions to dinner. They don't have to be your favorite dinner guest, but you let them come in. I often joke that the negative emotions are kind of like that neighbor that always shows up when you're just trying to get to your car and they come talk to you. You don't love that they come talk to you, but you don't send them away and be like, go, leave me alone. You just tolerate it and you talk to them for a little bit and they're gonna go away. Those are negative emotions. You have to be present with them long enough that they will run their course and go away. And you commit with this A step, allow, to doing that. But the cool thing in this practice is you give your brain something to do when you're doing that. And that's the investigate step. You say, okay, I'm sitting frustrated with a side of a little bit pissed off at my spouse, whatever it is. How does that feel in my body? My chest is getting tight. My brow is furrowing. You literally sit there and embody yourself and pay attention to what it feels like. You might have a craving to look at your phone or get a drink or eat something. Don't act but when I'm feeling overwhelmed, that's where my body goes. This is the steps, right? And the beauty of the investigate step is that clinicians will tell you that negative emotions, urges, cravings, all these kind of negative sensations are like a wave. When you actually experience it and pay attention to it and allow it, it will go up a little bit and you'll notice I'm really feeling it, but like a wave, it's gonna crest and come down. Often in as little as 5 to 7 minutes. We just don't ever sit with our emotions long enough for them to take their course. But with the investigate step, you do that and you give your brain something to do while you're doing it. But you don't just end there, you end with this final step, N, which is nurture. This is getting back to your self-compassion practices. What do I need right now? How can I take something off my plate? What can I do to treat myself, but in a not buy a bubble bath thing, treat yourself I gotta call a friend, I gotta actually help myself. What can you do? The reason I love practices like RAIN is that they've been tested in groups like first responders, palliative care workers, practices like RAIN. And research shows that this kind of practice can really help you reduce negative emotions and even reduce burnout in these kind of careers where you're experiencing negative emotion all the time. So really powerful practice for parents. In the moment, you can just take 5 minutes and go, into the bathroom or something and just let that emotion play out. I find a really good version of a RAIN practice when you think it's about one thing, but as you sit there and pay attention, it kind of quickly becomes something else. You thought you were just mad at your kid for drop off, but it becomes a harder conversation about you feeling overwhelmed about what your spouse is doing. Or it's really about the fear that if they don't get off to drop off, they're never gonna get to, you can watch the emotions run through and notice oh, this is the irrational thread my brain goes to. And then you can kind of work on that. Really wonderful practice. That is how we can sort of think about and feel differently, allowing our negative emotions, not pushing them away.